Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the realm of inspiration. In today's video, we are restarting this series of understanding the significance of the animal kingdom and the animal group souls. Therefore, we are kicking off with the Prosperous Frog. The Prosperous Frog is the title that was given to me when I connected into the energy of the frog group soul to kind of ask, what is their connection to energy? What can they help heal? What can they help us with? I had done a lot of virtual healing sessions across the globe, and frogs kept making their presence known, and their pattern of speech, how they croak, they ribbit, they make their noises that sound frequency. Every time I heard it, I just kept hearing prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. And I started wondering, are there animal healers is there an animal group soul that can help heal our relationship with abundance and prosperity? So right now, in accordance to Feng Shui, I am sitting in the wealth and prosperity section of my living room. And when I sat down right now to do the channeling, the first thing I heard is, frogs are the animal group soul that can help us heal our relationship with abundance and prosperity. And when I heard that as I sat down, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Now I have been hunting for the perfect frog carved crystal. I saw one, it was malachite, and it was very beautiful, and I was very hesitant to pick it up. Maybe I just wasn't truly ready to connect to that healing frequency in regards to abundance. But now I feel ready, and now I wish I got that crystal carving, because it would have been perfect in this video. But maybe by the time this video comes out, I will have it. I don't think that's the first time I've mentioned that. I feel like I've mentioned that before. So we're going to take some time now before I get into the channeling to do a mantra, not protection, just like a mantra to set the tone, but kind of just setting the intention right now that all of our guardian angels are with us in this space. Our guardian angels are surrounding us with divine light and love, keeping us safe and protected, opening our minds to messages for our highest good and for the betterment of our ascension, to inspire us on our journey. These messages that will come through today are to bring clarity, and so we ask for Archangel Gabriel's diamond of clarity to illuminate the way, as well as the flame of truth. Now we'll do the little mantra. So this is a mantra from Cosmic Abundance that I have given multiple times before. I've given it in clients. I think the first time it came up was with a client, and then it came up for me before, which fair was it? A fair in Wisconsin that I did. It came up the day before, and when it came up, this mantra, I was like, this is very beautiful, and they told me, this is coming to you now so you know, but it has a specific message for a specific person. And then it came up for that person, and all I saw was the visual in that reading. All I saw was the visual of me doing the acts that they told me to do while saying the mantra for attracting abundance. And I came out of the kind of, the astral state that I'm in when I channel. And the client told me, this mantra, and that you could write it down for me. Like, yes, I know exactly what you mean. And it was very beautiful. So that mantra is, abundance finds me, prosperity finds me, my karma is clean, I trust divine timing. So that's what it is. So I'm going to say it a few times, and get a little notepad out and write it down. I'll probably put it here on the screen as well so you can reference it. And I have Palo Santo going right now. It's Palo Santo incense until I get the wood. But Palo Santo really felt to be the presence coming through. And I already, again, every time, and I probably mention this in every channeling I do when I'm about to channel Elfian Animal Healers, but every time my nose just starts expanding, because I'm going to channel the Elfian Animal Healers that work with the frogs, so I'm already feeling my nose expanding. It's opening completely. Their energy is already around me. Uh, very it's a very normal thing, but a weird thing. Anyway, also the crystals that came forth to, the main crystal that wanted to come forth in regards to working with the frog energy is merlinite or indigo gabbro, which I feel like makes sense because a lot of our blocks in regards to attracting abundance are mental. And indigo gabbro works with the third eye chakra, or merlinite, depending on, you know, its nickname is merlinite, but it's technically indigo gabbro. So it works with the third eye. It makes sense that it would come through. Our mental blocks influence our relationship with abundance. So now let's say the mantra again. I'm going to say it 3 times, okay? We got this. We got this. Right here, so take a deep breath in. And exhale. Abundance finds me. Prosperity finds me. My karma is clean. I trust divine timing. Okay, ready again. Breathe in and then breathe out. Abundance finds me. Prosperity finds me. My karma is clean. I trust divine timing. If you could see, maybe it came into the camera, but the smoke from the incense is almost dancing as I'm saying this, which is a very beautiful motion. One more time, breathe in, breathe out. Abundance finds me, prosperity finds me, my karma is clean, I trust divine timing. So we're trusting divine timing. It's been over a year of me working with that mantra, and I can say it works. So now that we've set that intention, I feel a divine feminine. I feel 2 different energies coming forth. Okay, Okay, so a divine masculine, cosmic Elfian elemental of cosmic abundance wanted to come through to kind of aid in this, but then said he'll take a step back because he's come through a few times recently. So he'll let the divine feminine, it's just going to be the divine feminine Elfian Animal Healer that works with the frogs, a divine feminine Elfian Animal Healer that works with the frogs to come through, and he'll tell her messages. He just wants to say that the frequency of abundance is here. And also, when you say that mantra, you kind of call forth the elementals of abundance. It's like you're letting them know that you are ready to start attracting abundance. So I think that's also partially why he came forth. I was like, oh, you called me? Like, no. But yes, like, yes, work your little abundance magic in my life, in the lives of everyone watching this video. But no, not for like channeling. But it's almost like when you say that mantra, you are calling forth cosmic abundance and saying, hey, like, I'm ready. And the intention of like my karma is clean, it's like almost like you're saying, I want to cash in on my good karma right now and attract some abundance. And you can even say the phrase, I want to cash in on my good karma. So that feels like such a common theme in this month of May, cashing in on good karma. Okay, we'll see if that comes up again. Next week is the crows. We're gonna see what happens. So feel the mantra playing in my head. It's very fun. Okay, divine feminine Elfian Animal Healer that works with the frog group soul. Let's learn about the Prosperous frog. Let us know why the Prosperous frog is coming forth to us now, even though I know why, but like let us know. Let us know how the frogs can help us, like what their purpose is, how we can connect to them, and how they can help us at this time. Because it kind of really feels like the month of May, we are revitalizing our relationship with abundance. We are remembering that there are good things. We are reconnecting with inspiration and thus hope. So how can connecting to the frogs help us with that? And all those wonderful, beautiful things, and obviously all the things you have to say, everything for our highest good and the betterment of our ascension, what we need to know, not what we want to hear. Beautiful, beautiful souls. Divine feminine Elfian Animal Healer of the frogs. Hello, beautiful beings. I have been waiting for what feels like an eternity to communicate to all of you about the frogs. Our communicator just said, yes, I know. This has been a postponed channeling for a little while. I am an Elfian Animal Healer that works with the frog group soul with their rhyme, rhythm, and reason. I particularly work with their rhyme and their way that they communicate, because the way that they communicate is like sound healing for the frequency of abundance. So some animal healers, it's their presence that offers healing, and some of them it's their sound. And for the frogs, their ribbit can offer some healing for the frequency of abundance in your lives. So this is also related to consumption energy as well, because when your consumption energy is good, your abundance flows easily. So sometimes what the frog energy might bring forth to you is an understanding that maybe you are over consuming something that isn't good for you, or you are under consuming something that is good for you. Consumption isn't just like in your mouth, it's in your ears, it's in your mind, it's in your eyes, it's on your body, it's everywhere. It's everything that, you know, goes inside of you on all levels, like emotionally, physically, mentally, emotionally. Sometimes you can even have blocks in your consumption energy via intercourse with the opposite sex. You can have the opposite gender, you can have that cause a blockage. So that can happen with consumption energy, because sometimes you take their consumption energy through that exchange of energy. So that's also something to be mindful of, and something the frogs can remind you of, is that sometimes you might take somebody else's blocks, or they might take your, you know, your good consumption energy. And so it's to be very, very mindful in those situations as well, because consumption energy, specifically for the frequency of abundance, is affected by that, because fear, trauma, anxiety, pain, worry, negative cords of attachment, all of those things are stored in your sacral chakra. And so if you take on, you know, humans, you're like sponges, you're empaths. So if you take on somebody else's energy, somebody else's pain, somebody else's fear, even if you've overcome those blockages when it comes to abundance, you might have taken somebody else's blockages and be internalizing them as your own. Because the human body and the human soul, you naturally feel this oneness. So even if it's not yours, you will process it as if it is yours, because the good-hearted nature of the human soul wants to help. So it doesn't want to hurt. That is the default nature. And so it's just, there's a specific, like, you know, mantra, affirmation the frogs want you to know in general when it comes to abundance, is just to take a second to say, like, anything that I have absorbed that is not mine, that any blockages in my consumption energy, in my relationship with abundance that I have taken and internalized that are not mine, I ask for them to be released and cleansed with the support of the cleansers of the earth, transmuted with the transmuters of the earth, reconstituted with the reconstitutors of the earth, really used with the flame of truth and the violet flame to be just transmuted, reconstituted with support of angelic Mother Gaia, returned to source to be turned into divine light and love. And I ask for me and the party that I absorbed this energy from to be sent our original source excellence. In this case, so that abundance flows easier for you, the frogs are saying, don't say return to sender, actually just reconstitute that energy, process that energy, because you absorbed it on some level to process it, especially if it comes from intercourse. You did give consent to take that energy, even if you didn't realize it. So do think about that. If you gave consent for intercourse, you gave consent to take that energy. If you did not give consent to intercourse, have that energy return to sender. You don't got to do anything with that energy because you did not give consent to that energy. So return to sender and ask for your vitality to be sent back to you, and ask for support from angelic Mother Gaia as you move forward in reclaiming your truth, your strength, your power, your vitality. Ask angelic Mother Gaia to help you in that process, in that case, and she can help you heal your consumption energy if you were given something that you did not give consent to take in that case. So she can help a lot with that. The angelic Mother Gaia can give you that maternal support, that grounding energy to take what is not yours. So in that case, that's a little bit different. But if you did give consent to take the energy and have intercourse, then that energy that you have inside of you gave consent to it. So just reconstitute it, and just might as well send both parties some divine light and love and original source excellence, and do some healing for the collective all, because it really does affect your relationship with abundance and prosperity. You don't realize it. And this also, so that's in that case for the sacral chakra, but also for, like, you know, if you eat something that you didn't want to eat, or it's something that you didn't feel comfortable with, or you felt ashamed while eating, or you were forced to eat, because, you know, there are sometimes people have different diets when it comes to food and different tolerance for food. And some people in some cultures and some family dynamics, and our communicator, she's hearing this a little bit, and she's like, yep, where they don't, some people don't respect your choices when it comes to what you eat. For a communicator's case, she doesn't eat meat. And she lives in a culture where it's very meat heavy, and so she's been around a lot of people who kind of shamed her for not eating meat. And she doesn't shame them for eating meat. It's her choice. It's what she believes, you know, to be a channeler. She can't eat meat. There's a density there. She couldn't channel us. Like, she couldn't channel the Elfian Animal Healers at all if she ate meat. There's just a density there. So it's just her choice. She's not forcing it on anyone, but she had a situation where someone made her feel so ashamed that she didn't eat meat, that she ate fish, and she felt so guilty about it. And it was just shrimp. It was just a few little pieces of shrimp. And she had stopped eating shrimp 6 months prior, so fish was still a relatively new change at that point. Now nothing at all. But it did happen for a communicator that there was almost this like trauma occurred from her throat chakra, from like her solar plexus, because she felt so ashamed and so guilty that she wasn't eating meat because the person she was with was making her feel so bad that she ate something she wasn't comfortable with. And so she absorbed negative energy and her consumption energy from that the fish that, it's, not as dense. Fish isn't as dense because it's from the aquatic realm. So any like seafood isn't as dense because it's from the aquatic realm. But even that, it just became this heavy weight on her, and it made her very angry. It made her very irritable, and a lot of things started going wrong in regards to like her ability to communicate herself and with her health. Specifically, that she had a lot of health complications after that, not because of the fish itself, but like on a stress level, on like her body wasn't processing that energy because there was negativity attached to what she was eating, because it wasn't something that she was fully choosing for herself. There was like some ashamed, there was some guilt, there was like guilt tripping involved in her eating it. Not a healthy situation, and so that also disrupted her emotional body. So they can be in any situation, in any way that you consume. If you are put in a situation where you work in an environment where you are forced to listen to music for 8 to 10 hours a day that's playing on the speakers and you cannot turn it off, that can also affect you. That can affect your consumption energy. And when something that's like it's something you're forced to be in that environment, it can really create some blockages because you feel like you're out of control from what you allow into your life. And that feeling of out of control of what you allow into your life, what you allow into your ears, what you eat, like in any situation, that feeling of being out of control limits the potential for prosperity. Because prosperity is you knowing you're in control of your life and willingly giving control to the universe to take the role of providing you abundance, and therefore prosperity manifests. So first you must be in control of yourself, be in control of your life, be in control of your autonomy and your free will, and take some time to heal that. And the frogs can help with that a lot. They can help with clearing any disbalances in consumption energy. You can connect to the frog energy to help support you. Specifically, if you've gone through situations where you had things forced upon you in any way, things that you didn't necessarily give consent to, or were, guilted into giving consent to, but you really didn't want to, they can help you with that. Because not only does that cause a block for bringing forth prosperity, what that also causes is a trauma on a soul level. And that trauma on a soul level, almost like you have to unknot all of that trauma to be able to be open to the flow of energy. You have to unknot it all, because it becomes like knots in your energy. So when the frogs look at you, because of what they do on a soul level, when they look at you, if you have experienced, your free will being taken away from you, they see knots in your energy. And those knots in your energy, prosperity can't flow through because you're not in your highest potential. So prosperity wants you to heal first. And then when you heal, you actually open the door for it to come in and reward you with all of that abundance. So what it sees is, prosperity sees the knots of the trauma and the pain and you not being in control of your own energy and you feeling out of control, because if you were in a situation where your control was taken from you, you feel out of control. And it sees that. And prosperity is like, no, you need to take control of your life. Like, you are worthy of being in control of your life. Like, your voice holds power. Your no means something. Your no is so important. Your yes is so important. And for you to say yes to me, you need to stand in your power, stand up for yourself, speak the truth. And every time you speak your truth and you share your experiences about what happened to you, Every time you do that, you undo those knots. You heal. You heal. Because when control is taken away from you, your voice is taken away from you. So it's reclaiming your voice. And then those knots start getting undone. And that's a lot of what the frogs, what they work with their ribbit, the sound frequency, they heal through sound frequency. So everything is related to your voice. So they're not the only ones that heal through sound frequency. They heal through sound frequency. Crows heal through sound frequency, and parrots heal through sound frequency as well. As some other animals heal through sound frequency, some whales too. But in this case, they heal in the sense that it's like every time you speak your truth and you put out into the universe your truth, and you are undoing those knots of being afraid. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you overcome fear, you start opening the door for prosperity. So every time you look fear in the face and you say, no, I'm in control, you allow prosperity to come to you. And prosperity is also very protective. It's very protective. It's a protective energy because it knows who's worthy of it. And you're always worthy of prosperity, but prosperity wants you to remember you're worthy. And first it wants you to remember your worth within yourself. Your worth of being in control of your life. Your worth of knowing that you are lovable. Knowing that you deserve abundance, knowing that you deserve happiness. It wants you to remember your worth first. First and foremost, remembering your worth. And once you remember your worth and you heal that trauma and pain, you open the door for it to come and reward you, and it will protect you. Prosperity will protect you from false steps that may deter you from the path of abundance. Prosperity will help you find a path where you can clear your karma. Because if you're able to attract prosperity into your life, you are clearing your karma. And prosperity will give you the biggest lesson of patience. It will see that energy, that frequency will see what your relationship with patience is like. And if you're trying to force it to come to you, it will not come. It will come when you have accepted patience and divine timing. And it finds you. That's why the mantra that the cosmic abundance Elfian elementals gave to the communicator, and that the frogs agree with that mantra, that is a mantra that they ribbit all the time. It's that it finds you. Prosperity finds you, abundance finds you. How does it find you? That's why there is the conversation about the consumption energy, and the conversation about regaining the control of your life, regaining your autonomy, healing, seeking justice for what was done wrong to you. Seeking divine justice, trusting divine justice. Because if you can learn to heal within yourself, learn to trust the universe when it comes to your healing, choose to overcome fear at every turn, then prosperity sees you as someone who's going to appreciate it. Because you turned your darkest moments into something beautiful. You are a transmuter. You are an alchemist. Prosperity watched you alchemize fear, alchemize trauma, alchemize pain. It watched you alchemize that negative consumption energy that you've taken in willingly or unwillingly. It's watched you alchemize all that energy. It's watched you choose patience, choose healing, choose love. So it sees you as someone who's going to appreciate it, and it will work in your favor. But the first step in everything is healing. The communicator, this happened to her. And we watched it happen as the Elfian Realm, we watched it happen because she needed to learn this lesson to be able to channel this message. Sometimes, if she has not learned a lesson, she cannot channel things because the ego will block it from coming through. So when she tries to manifest things out of fear, but she's doing all the things, she's listening to the affirmations, she's doing everything, but there is a hint of fear. Fear makes your stomach hurt. And that's a sign that you are losing power because it's draining your energy. Fear was involved in it, so it didn't happen. Instead, her worst fears started manifesting. Because she's calling on the frequency of manifestation, but from a place of fear. So then it's manifesting fear, not love. As soon as she went through the stages of grief and accepted her current circumstances, and started choosing from love, that's when magical things started happening. When she was pleading and begging from a place of desperation, nothing happened. Nothing good happened. But when it changed to a place of, I see my worth, I know what I am worthy of, not from a place of anger. Anger can block prosperity. Prosperity does not like anger. It does not. From a place of peace and knowing, that is when things started happening for her. And what's very interesting is during that time, we're so hyper-focused on trying to force things to happen, trying to force prosperity. Prosperity is more than just money, by the way. So the frog group soul wants you to know it's more than just money. Prosperity is everything. Prosperity is good luck. Prosperity is truly harmonious connections. Prosperity is happiness. Prosperity is an infinite amount of happiness. Prosperity is the good of life. Abundance can be more, abundance is also all the good in life and all the good of things, but prosperity is on a different level than abundance. Prosperity is a little bit higher than abundance when it comes to specific things, because it is this deep spiritual wealth, and abundance can help you experience prosperity, but it's something where it's a process. Process. So prosperity in and of itself is this like energy that you must cultivate within you. When you do, abundance will start finding you once prosperity finds you. And since abundance is finding you, your prosperous nature will grow, and thus your wealth will grow. Trying to use the human language to explain this concept. But in the case of using our communicator as an example, it's very fascinating, because when we observed her getting very lost and fearfully trying to manifest, she started manifesting blockages within her consumption energy and within her chakras. She was fine. She was in alignment. She was perfectly fine. But once she started letting fear take the wheel and the ego fearfully trying to make things happen, blockages that didn't need to be there started coming up. And through that process, she actually ended up being forced to heal some knots in her energy that she didn't even know was there. But fear let her linger in that energy for so long that she discovered something that was there and had to reach acceptance. And once that happened, once she realized how fear was affecting her and shifted the narrative, she had to go through anger first. Sometimes it's a process. Then things started to work out once she reached that peace, that patience, and that honoring your worth. Getting next to the frog group soul, it's I am worthy. I am worthy of prosperity, abundance, and divine justice finding me. I am worthy. I deserve it. I know I am worthy. I know. The frogs work with the beings of knowledge very heavily. Very heavily. The beings of knowledge have been interpreted as dragons. Lots of different, reptilian or amphibian group souls do work with the dragon energy. But the frog group soul works with that energy in a very specific way, because they also work more heavily with the beings of hope that have been interpreted as the Fae. So they don't work with us as the Elfian Realm as much on that like deeper level, but we work to help them, and we act as spirit guides for them in a way. And they work with that knowing, with that reminding, that remembering, that quest of remembering, that knowing. That's why the Merlinites came through, the knowing and remembering, and not, just on a crown chakra level, on that third eye level of that intuitive knowing. Knowing. It's changing the belief to knowing. Knowing that things, knowing it on all levels. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of love, knowing that everything is working out in your favor. It's important to know that. But those words of caution, those words of an important message at this time, why the frogs came through at this time, is because there isn't necessarily something that us as the Elfian Realm can specifically comment on during this period of time where there is the test of free will, necessarily. But the frogs can offer their wisdom that they always carry with them, and that wisdom is needed now. And that wisdom is healing any time your free will was taken away from you, healing any trauma, and also healing anything that you willingly took on, but you didn't necessarily know everything that came with it. And so healing that consumption energy and keeping with you what you want to keep with you. What resonates with you at this time. Healing those knots. Because when prosperity starts to see the door to come to you, it will help elevate your energy, and it will help protect you from the struggles going on in the world, and help give you that higher perspective that you need to get through times of change. Thank you. They've started doing this where they're just like done. They don't say goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. She was a very powerful divine feminine energy. Like I felt it, like a very like, and it felt like she was like, there was like something clearing in my back. There's very high priestess energy. I was shown a lot of visuals. I did hear a lot of it, which normally I don't. But I think because they were commentating on me. Saw the visuals. They were commentating on me. I can't think of anything else. Like, I feel like they were very, very clear. They were very, very clear. And what I will say, what I have noticed, is that when it comes to, like, when I end up choosing to honor that, like, worth energy and start manifesting from love, when I'm sitting in silence, fear likes to come through again. And it likes to confuse me. It's like, it will confuse me and be like, this normal bodily function that you're feeling is actually fear because this thing is going to happen. And it starts trying to confuse the intuition. And I think this is a new level of, you know, as we evolve and we ascend, the ego is coming behind with us. And so it's learning new ways to try and drain our energy. So it's something where it's learning this, and so you have to kind of knock it back into place, be like, no, I'm choosing love. And it really, like, it's the most, like, very clear and direct thing, because now I'm noticing it, like, very, very clearly after I went through that process of time. And it's something where it's like, very obviously that I've elevated my energy and I'm feeling happy, and all of a sudden it's like this little, like a little fly, little bee, little something coming through and being like, I want to take your energy from you, basically. Fear. And I have to know. And sometimes I let it come through because I don't know. But lately, I've been acknowledging it and being like, nope, I'm just going to go back to elevating my energy. Because I get to decide my reality. And since I've started doing that, I've noticed how prosperity flows. That's just it. That's all that's coming through. Sometimes things just come through, and that's just what it is. And take it as you will, interpret it as you may. And thank you, Elfian Animal Healers of the Frog Group Soul. Thank you, frogs. And I will be looking for a frog carving that hopefully I can add to my carving collection, especially because they work with the beings of knowledge. And I have a very, very deep connection to the beings of knowledge, so I gotta have them. I definitely do. So that being said, sending you love, light, and inspiration. Stay inspired.